Jai Shrimanara. Today is the 23rd day, and we come to one of the most important pasurams, in Tripavai that really tries to explain to us. From here, it starts to explain to us the relationship between Perumal, or Narayana, Andal is trying to reach, right? She named Narayana in the first pasuram, and from now she's going to draw us into a web of relationship. This is the first one and an important one, and that's why it's also a red type pasuram, which meaning we recite this pasuram twice. Our acharyas make a lot of different interpretations on this pasuram because it is very important. The most important thing is it brings about the serious ingam, right? The Narsimha avataram here. When you talk about Purana avataram, there are only three. The three are Narsimha, Rama, and Krishna. All other avatarams are slightly different, but these are called the Purna avatarams with the Shad Gunyas. And Narsimha avataram was the first one that showed it. And in Narsimha avataram, he took the form for Prahalada just to make a point there. And not even Prahalada had envisioned Narayana to be like Narasimha. He himself did not know it, and he only knew him as Narayana. Again, going back to this thing, the connotation here is Andal really does not, even though she mentions this, she tries to weave in one thing that helps us understand the Perumal's role in creation. This particular pasuram actually will be somewhat of an interest to the most pious person or religious person, and somewhat a scientific person, somebody who's interested in science, and I'm one of them, right? In the sense that how the world gets created, we all know that the universe is expanding, and so also at some point in time the universe contracts, meaning everything is getting pulled into a black hole. A black hole can suck huge stars, planetary bodies, and everything else. It's said that in science that the whole of the created world, right, the Milky Way galaxy actually, if there is a black hole that can pull everything in, and it can be a size of about an inch. The matter that we have, the gravitational forces are so strong that they can all be compressed into a cube, a 1 inch by 1 inch kind of thing. This is something that science says. Carl Sagan has said this, and so many others do. So why am I saying this is because in this particular pasuram of mAri malai, muzhainjchil, mannikkidan thurangam, it's a timeless comparison to what happens during a rainy season or during layam. So there's two states for how the world is. One is there is a prakriti, there's a creation, and there is a pralaya or laya. The prakriti is in laya, meaning it's in a state where there's no movement. So Andal kind of brings about the comparison here that when there is it's a rainy season, the lions apparently are all they go into hibernation. They go into hibernation, and the alpha male or whatever is said to be sleeping, and around him all the cubs, the lioness, the entire family gets together. They just slumber, they just sleep. They just get together in such a way, they get themselves cozy that you cannot make a distinction between one from the other. They are different, yet they come together as one. So all you can see is one brown big body. And when the rainy season is over, right, when the prakriti or creation happens, a lion comes out roaring. It comes outside, and then it's also somewhat wet, even though it's not fully wet. It shakes itself. When it shakes itself from its body, all the particles or water particles that are on his body, they just disperse. They disperse out, and they are now outside of it. It used to be part of the body, and now it's outside of the body. It's separate. So Andal's trying to make a comparison here is when the layam happens, when you hear about Krishna on on a people leaf like banyan leaf, alama maratil ilaimel or balakanai, right? When he is just on the oceanic cosmic ocean, sleeping on that particular leaf, he's pulled in everything inside his nabi. That's how we describe it, and this is pretty much like they all become one, but they're all separate, but still one. They're within his body. And now when he starts to create, or the universal expansion happens, it expands out in such a way that everybody is created. Now when that creation has happened, Andal says, oh, we are all in a creation right now. Think about what you have done. You need to know what you really have done. So in this pasuram, Andal is also speaking to us and telling us that, hey, we enjoy the Perumal as a lion. We are, admiring his beauty. We are also praying to him that please get up from your simhasanam, that she has already seen him seated. She says, come, please help us, get to the next state from where you are. At the same time, she is also addressing Perumal and saying, hey, Perumal, you have created this. You need to find a way to pull people back into your fold. I just don't want you to do it like you did in Pralayam. Pralayam meaning you just keep everybody in Layam. But I want you to make sure that you can take us back to Sri Vaikuntham, where we can be of useful service to you at all points in time. Don't make us dormant. That is the message for Perumal. But again, for us, she says, approach him so that you can be in service. So that is the difference in this pasuram. So it's a slightly longer one, but there are it's so important that she makes an important distinction between the created world and how or where we need to reach Perumal. And hence the importance of this pasuram is extremely, somewhat fascinating. That she's made a timeless comparison of how everybody comes together versus all the creation going out on their own. Jai Shri Narayana, Andal Tiruvadile Sharanam.